New Savi's pieces have landed at Galaxy's Edge, but it's not what we were expecting. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dano channel. I am Dano, and you know what? It's time to talk about Savi's lightsaber pieces. We got some new ones this past weekend, but it's not what I thought it was going to be. So I'd been hoping, since Star Wars Celebration in May, when they announced that Savi's was getting a refresh, I'd been hoping that maybe it was going to happen during the weekend of D23. Figured gives them a couple months, maybe get everything, all their ducks in a row, you know, all their porgs in a row, and I figured maybe they'll be released by then. Well, D23 has come and gone, and they did not announce new Savi's pieces, but we did actually get 2 new Savi's pieces. These showed up at Disneyland Friday evening. I didn't even go to Disneyland at all this past trip, but during my droid meetup, I had a Mubo's droid meetup, someone told me, this guy Alfred, he told me about these pieces, and he's like, hey, did you get the new pieces that came out? I'm like, no, I didn't get the new pieces. He so kindly offered to go run into the park because he had a reservation. He's like, I can go run into the park, run to Galaxy's Edge and get them for you. I was like, are you serious? You'll do that? He's like, yeah, if it helps the channel. So I was like, take my card. And he took my card and he ran into the park and he went all the way to Galaxy's Edge because our droid meetup was outside of the park, so anybody could attend. That's how we do over at Mubo's Droid Builders Club most of the time, not all the time. But he went and got me 2 new creature pommels. We have a Convor and we have a Bantha. Now these aren't the first time we've seen creature pommels. In fact, way back when, I want to say it was Life Day last year perhaps, the Rancor came out. I think it was the Rancor and the Lothcat. This guy right here, the Lothcat creature pommel came out. And so we've seen him, and it says like Lothcat on the back, Lothcat in Arabesh. We've got the Rancor that does say on the back, it says Rancor right there in Arabesh. You can see R-A-N-C-O-R in Arabesh. Pretty cool looking, but clunky. These things are always like clunky. I feel like you could, you know, club a Bantha with these things if you really wanted to. So, very, very like dense, chunky ones. Then, May the 4th weekend, these things, I think it was May the 4th, or was it Celebration weekend? I'm getting all mixed up on my days here. I think it was May the 4th of this year. We got 2 new ones. We got the Wampa. It's like an ice Wampa. Pretty cool looking, different, strange. Does say Wampa on the back. And all of these have a little bit of squish in the plastic. And of course we also got the Porg. And it says P-O-R-G on the back. P-O-R-G. There's the Porg. Looks like it's carved out of wood. Very cool. And again, this weekend, we have 2 new additions to this series. First off, we've got the Convor. Some people were saying Morai. Morai is the name of the Convor that Ahsoka talks to, or sees, rather. I guess talks to. She talks to Morai. And so, it kind of looks like it's made out of metal. It's got like a lot of like scrapes and, you know, just the look of it's really cool. I love the texture on this. When I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I need that one. There's the holes in the back for the sound to come through. And of course, there's some holes in the front right there for the sound to come through as well. And on the back, it does say Convor. C-O-N-V-O-R. Convor. Now, the other one we got is the Bantha. And this one's cool. It looks like it's kind of sculpted. I like all the detail and texture on this Bantha. It looks really good. And the horns. It's technically 3 pieces. If you look on the inside, you can kind of see the way it was formed. You'll kind of see the little mold inside there, like way in there. The horns were glued in. If you look close, you can see there's a separation. So the horns were not carved. They were glued on after the fact. So it's 3 pieces, but with some sturdy glue they put on there. Very cool looking. Now on the back, this was pointed out to me on Sunday, after I'd already bought it, it spells out Banthb. B-A-N-T-H-B. There's a typo. Instead of Bantha, it says Banthb. And so I don't know if they're going to change them, if they've already pulled them from the shelves by now or not. I don't live there. I was lucky to get these. Thanks to L.A. Fernandez Alfred for doing this and running and grabbing them for me. And I'm just stoked I got them. I'm super stoked that I got them. So I did want to take a second because I put together some lightsabers that I thought would kind of work. This is kind of a combo I came up with for the Lothcat. We got a little power and control, a little protection defense. elemental nature and more elemental nature, and I kind of thought that gave a cool, like, Lothcat vibe. What else we got? I did one for Porg. I kind of liked this idea for a Porg. I don't know why I went with this for a Porg. It's kind of a weird mix, but I felt like that kind of worked out for a Porg. I did... Oh, this is one for the Wampa. Let me put that back on there. We got one here for the Wampa. Ooh. Stay down. And so there's kind of a design using peace and justice, power and control for the Wampa. Kind of cool looking, right? Kind of cool. And so I put together two designs that I was going to use for the Convor and the Bantha. But first, let me grab a lightsaber blade. Okay, I've got my modded blade with the hot glue on it. If you want to know more about that, check out the cards up above. There should be a link to it up there. And so I wanted to show you what I put together for the Convor. And I went with a little protection, defense, and elemental nature mix-up for this one. There you go. I kind of like this. I kind of like... Oh, go back, go back. There we go, focus on this. And so you get the end over here. You get a little bit of, like, filigree and stuff. And then I like this because it was kind of like a feather. Kind of like a gold feather. And so, I just thought it was a cool design. Very neat looking. And then I threw one together for the Bantha. And let me kind of screw that on there. You guys can take a better look at what we're talking about. And they do screw on pretty easily. But take a look at that Bantha. Come on, block out the droid. There you go. So, of course, I had to go with the Bantha hide leather. We got some more elemental nature. This is pretty much all elemental nature, except for the front is protection defense. But for some reason, I just wanted it flat. I liked it being flat. I thought that was kind of a cool, different kind of lightsaber. Now, I know some people see these things and they're like, well, that doesn't look like something a Jedi would use. A Jedi that you've seen yet? It's one of those things. I mean, and honestly, I don't love them. I think they look clunky and I think they look weird too, so that's totally fair criticism. But I do like to keep an open mind when it comes to my Star Wars that, you know what, maybe we haven't seen anyone use something like that yet. Not yet, at least. So, let me show you what I did with the Convor. What color did I pick? I forget. What did I go with? Oh, green. Green. There you go. I like that. I think that's cool. I think that works out pretty well, actually. It's green. And that works because if we're thinking about Convor, we're thinking about Morai. Morai was green. Morai had green. It's like white and green feathers. So I kind of like that look. I dig that. And of course the custom blade looks even better. Bring that in. Alright. And then let's try that with the Bantha. Now what color do you all think I did for the Bantha? Yeah, I know some of you are yelling at the screen right now. I know what it is. I know what it is. You got to guess? You got to guess? What color did I make the Bantha? Blue, of course. Of course, I had to, right? Blue milk, Bantha. I like that. I dig it. I dig it. I think that's pretty sweet. Lightsaber. So, even though we did not get true Savi's refresh, we did get some Savi's pieces. One thing I did notice about these creature pommels before I end the video is with all of the pommels, all the end caps for Savi's, they either have a CoverTech wheel or a D-ring. None of these have either of those. So if you make one of these creature pommels, how are you supposed to hook it up to your belt or carry it around? You don't want to hold it in your hands. These things are heavy and clunky. A friend of mine, Kurt, over at Star Wars Workshop, just started making these things. He sent me these for free. He didn't pay me to say this. He just sent them to me for free and said, dude, figure them out. I'm going to start selling them soon. Kind of want your feedback. So he sent them to me. I had one on the stream the other night, and I was kind of trying to figure out how to use it. And so there's a couple ways you can do it. But it's basically like a knot, like a slip knot, and you just kind of pull it tight, boom, and it stays. And then you've got this little clasp. He sent me a purple and gold one because that's kind of like my thing. And this can go through the belt loop. You just put that right through the belt loop, and you've got a way to hang your lightsaber that stays tight and secure. Now, he did send me a couple of them. He sent me another one with like a droid. Check, it's got like a little R2 thing on there. That's pretty cool. Since it's blue, let's do blue. Let me go over to the Bantha. And so I did it right there above the switch on the last one. I hung it down here. If I want, I can go higher. I can go up here and just kind of pull it tight. Pull it tight. Is it tight? There we go. It's nice and tight. And so this one works a little bit different. He's got a little knot over here. And I can take that out, I think. Take it out. Put it through my belt loop. Pop it back through. And then it stays. It stays. It's nice. It's just the way this works is really cool. And so, yeah, just a different, unique kind of way to hold your lightsabers if you don't want to use the D-ring or the cover tech. He also sent me a cool green one, if that matches your costume. So he doesn't have them up for sale yet, but Star Wares Workshops, I just got to show love to Kurt for always coming to the streams and making cool stuff like that. But guys, I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about these new creature pommels, the Bantha and the Convor? Let me know. Thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe if you haven't already. Please share this video with the Star Wars fan. And you know what? Check out this video because YouTube thinks that you would enjoy it. So until next time, don't be a moof milker, be the spark.